cold outside, bro. Look at this. It's like 2 degrees right now. It's so cold, bro. Oh my god, my hair looks so bad. Okay. Yeah, it's Monday morning. I will go to the office in like 20 minutes. And what I'm working on right now is I'm working on my personal brand identity, because I've prepared all the leads for my friend and he's now cold DMing them on IG. We are having a look at the responses. We are either sending a follow-up if they're not interested. For the ones that are interested, we will try to onboard them right now. So I'm waiting for the feedback. And instead of wasting time, I am having a look at my personal brand identity. The personal brand identity are like the visuals you use in your content. It's like the colors you use, the fonts you use, how you take photos, how you take videos, how you film certain things, which makes it uniquely you in the end. So I will need to figure out what are some colors that I can use, what are some fonts I can use, how can I somehow distinguish myself from the other people that are in my niche. So that's why I have prepared like a document where I have some other people who are also in the same niche as I am, and I just took a screenshot of their thumbnail, and I am now looking at what they have in common, and I will also have a look how I can do it a little bit different, so that whenever people see my thumbnail, they know it's me. So that's what I'm working now until we are ready to onboard a few people. Quick update. Now we have, I think, at least 2 businesses that like the idea of our platform and they want to get onboarded, and I will now create a profile for them and we will then send the link of their profile. And I think some of them were not really interested, but as you know, we always have to follow up, because a no means just not yet. And yeah, overcome the objections, and as soon as we can create those profiles, we can then also use that number of profiles created as social proof to then also try to persuade the other businesses to create a profile as well. It's a big difference if we say we want to do your full onboarding and so on, or if we say we already have 10 plus businesses onboarded, we can only onboard 5 more and we will do the whole onboarding for you. That's one thing that I've read in the book $100 million Offers, and as you already can think, that the second option is much more persuasive, and this will likely trigger the business owner to then accept our offer and also get onboarded on the platform. I will then also go to the gym, and I'm only doing cardio right now at the moment because my hand is still hurting from the first video. So I'm doing a checkup in like 2 weeks. And that's why at the moment I don't do any weightlifting and so on, because I think that's maybe also a reason why my hand is still not fully recovered yet. So in the morning, I finished onboarding 2 businesses and I created 2 profiles. And now my friend told me that we have 2 other businesses that I can onboard. So I will onboard them now. And he's just trying to get other businesses as well to get onboarded on his platform. So a lot of follow-ups, and yeah, still some cold outreach we are doing per Instagram. I will have a look with him together on Thursday. We will meet in person, and then we will have a look. Maybe we will try another method to getting businesses onboarded. For me to be able to wake up at 5, I try to go sleep at around 10 p.m. So therefore at around 9:30 I will finish working, or I'll try to finish working, because I've read that at least like half an hour before going to sleep you should get off like the phone screens, the monitors, and I think I'll then use the time to continue reading my book, and in general just take some notes and brainstorm some ideas, and also plan my day for tomorrow. That's something I do every single day, so I always plan the next day, and I think it just gives you like a clear path or a clear mind when you then wake up in the morning and start working, so you already know what you will work on. So I will also suggest you to do this. Let me give you some tips how I deal with procrastination and taking action. So you've heard of the Parkinson's law, which states that if you have a task that takes 2 hours, but you give yourself 20 hours to do it, it will take 20 hours. So you will have, somehow will fill up that 20 hours of doing the thing. But you could have done it in just 2 hours if you set a deadline in 2 hours. And that's what I've learned from this, is that it's really important to set deadlines, to say, okay, I want this to be done at that time, because otherwise you will always procrastinate and do it later, which never gets it done. And Elon Musk also said this, that if you want to do something in the next 10 years, plan to do it in 6 months. You will most probably not achieve the 10-year goal in those 6 months that you plan it. But what you for sure will, is you will for sure be closer to your goal than if you give yourself 10 years. And that's the thing with setting deadlines. So it's really important to set a deadline. Give yourself less time than you would usually do this. And so you give yourself pressure and you stop wasting time. Also, one technique I like to use is this kitchen timer, and I like to set it to 25 minutes using the Pomodoro technique. So I like to divide my daily tasks into like 25 minutes tasks, and I set this timer to 25 minutes, and I try to achieve this task in 25 minutes. After that, I take for 5 minutes, I give myself some time to write what went well, what went not so well, or just think about what could have done better. Really important what to take away from this. Set deadlines, give yourself less time that you would usually take for a task, and you will still make. And third is use the Pomodoro technique for small tasks. One thing I've noticed after watching my last video is that my videos seem like very boring, because for most of the time I'm just at work or I'm talking about what I'm doing, and it's not really many actions happening. So that's why I think that it can maybe be like very boring for your viewers. But I think in the end, this is then really what it takes in order to build something. This is like the grind, put in the work and other things which you would have done, which you rather would have done in that time. You can't do it because you have to prioritize the work. Because for me, I would also like to do some other sport, maybe also start boxing right now, but I just have other priorities right now. I would also like to do other things in my free time, but it's just I've got to prioritize work first, because I can also do that later. But it's also good for me because now I can really document my journey, and then if in a few years I can then look back and see how it really was in the early days. Just keep in mind that in the beginning it's all about the grind, it's all about putting in the work, being focused. Maybe it's just you and you have to do everything, but keep your head down and put in the work. If you want to connect with me, you can check the description, and take care and put in the work.